If you guys are logged in to YouTube and you see my channel, you can actually comment. Uh, if you do, text your name, let me know who's on. This is a new platform, guys, trying to get back to normal to where we were before, where we have the meeting starting at 7 o'clock. Because of the conditions we have with the coronavirus, we're social distancing, and I believe we've got a little away from being on time. So, like, stick to this 7 o'clock platform. Today's a test drive for this. We will see, keep going forward with this till we get, I guess, the rest of the country healthy. I have on the screen right now, I have the total tally of total cases of the coronaviruses and new cases, and it's pretty drastic and clear that we're not over this yet. If you look at the total test cases, uh, we're almost at 2 million people we've tested, and we're way, way far above any other country that's had, anywhere near the test. So that's why the results, that's why we're so much higher for how many people, how many cases we have. But if you were to take the same amount of tests and apply them to those other countries, I bet Spain would be above us by now. Iran had 2,000. That's just in one day, guys, new cases. Belgium had 1,000, 1,380. Here's the breakdown for the United States, and then this is by state. California had 344 new cases. Obviously, New York must have had a few new cases, and maybe they just not reported in based off of this graph here. See if I can find Florida. Must have passed it. Yeah, no new cases. Well, we're at 13,629 total cases. So anyway, point is, guys, we're not through the woods on this at all, and we still need to practice our social distancing. This is an example of what I see happening on our job. Uh, People show up to work and do this thing right here where they're kind of gathered around the cars and talking, and this is not social distancing. And if we get somebody sick on this job and they have the symptoms of coronavirus, the job is shut down. We don't want to do that. We want to keep everybody working. So we need to do a better job in practice keeping our distance from everyone. Um, Sitting in your car, I would try to park every other space if you could, but obviously somebody's going to probably pull in beside you. We talked yesterday about trying to spread out across the parking lot. We need to try to avoid parking in the ER area, but you guys are more than welcome to park around on the other side of the hospital, the main side of the campus, if you want to really distance yourself. Um, but things like this is a lunch truck. People are rushing the lunch truck right now. Thank God we don't have a lunch truck here. I would have probably already sent it off the job. But again, this is a new culture, guys, that we're going to have to get out of our system. Same thing, sitting around eating lunch together. This is what we used to do. Now we need to have a new way of social distancing. We're all going to make it through this healthy. And if y'all don't know it, the CDC has said, and multiple health organizations have said that you don't have to show symptoms or signs of the virus to be a carrier. So all y'all could be healthy. These guys in this group could be healthy, and one of them could be carrying the virus, and then a couple of days later show symptoms, and you could give it to your loved ones. I think we all got mom and dads and grandparents, and you guys seen the news and see what's happening here. We want to try to keep everybody healthy. So here's our topic of our safety topic of the week. We'll talk about pre-task planning. This is a very generic pre-task planning, but it's very effective. And there's three categories. There's task, risk, and solution. It's very, very simple to do, but I've seen people complicate the heck out of it. It's really simple. You just take what your task is that day and describe that task. Install hanger rods at concrete deck. Now, what is the risk for injury? Debris falling into face. What's the solution? Wear PPE, glasses, face shield. Second risk, you can list as many risks as you want for whatever task you have. Exposure to silica. Use silica rated tools. Alright, that's how simple that is. And it's, the foreman or the superintendent could obviously fill this out ahead of time. But what we're looking to do, guys, is have the workers be participants in this and say, what is the risk to me today? What am I going to be doing? So if you have a work plan laid out, and by the way, a work plan is not the same thing as a pre-task. The work plan is, the work you're going to be doing. The pre-task is identifying the dangers and what the potential risk for injury is of those tasks. So just always remember these three categories. You can do a pre-work plan, however you want to call it, but this is to try to identify the risk for injury. That's the whole purpose of this tool. And it's not a matter of if somebody's going to get injured on this job, it's when. So the next one I have identified here is just an example of cut metal studs for framing. Obviously there's a risk for metal shards to cut the flesh. What's the solution for that is wear PPE and a face shield. Another one is using a guard or a deflector board. Sparks cause fire, have a fire extinguisher within 6 feet of the work area. That's required for all hot work, guys. Last thing I have here for a task is carry cast iron pipe to the work area. Obviously that's a heavy load on a single person, but if a single person, no matter how healthy, there's a risk for strain or stress to muscles in the back. What is the solution to prevent injury here? Use equipment to do the lift where possible, and team lift, teamwork. That's it. That's a pre-task. Real simple, straight to the point. This is what we're looking for a pre-task. And guys, you should be auditing. If you're a foreman or a superintendent, you should be doing this. First thing Robinson Morton looks for, if there's an injury, aside from getting the person treatment and taking care of, first thing that we do is ask for your pre-task. If there's a safety rep on your company, they also should be looking for that too, to see, okay, what were the steps taken before we did the work to negate having a person injured. Make sure you're doing this pre-task, please, before you start work. Okay? If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me, Aaron, or Robert. There was a clipboard that should be handed around this morning. Right now I only show 12 people logged in. I'm hoping that somebody's got an iPad somewhere showing this safety video, but if not, we need to make sure everybody's participating in these safety meetings. This is just a virtual safety meeting. It's no different than us standing out there in that area over there. Alright, that's it, guys. Appreciate everybody's attention this morning, and y'all have a safe work week. Thank you.